fence and replacing it with a 6-foot tall cedar privacy fence. You can see by the size of this fence it is a large project, so before starting any project like this, make sure you have plenty of energy. Sawzalls are great for the dirt. If you use a chainsaw and you get into the dirt, it will dull your blade. For all the other posts left in the ground, just cut them off with a sawzall. Make sure to cut those at ground level, so we are going to be putting another fence in its place. Once the old fence has been removed, go through and set all of your end and corner posts. You want these posts set because they're going to be your reference for your line. It's what you'll use your string with if you use a string. Measure the total distance between each end post. Divide that distance evenly. Remember, for wood fences, to keep that distance under 8 feet for each post. Here's an example. If you have a line that is 58 feet, remember, you don't want your spacing to be any more than 8 feet between each post. So divide that evenly and you're going to get 7.25 feet between each post. Once your end posts are in, you can use a string or just by eye, and you're going to sight in the post holes. This is where you're going to be digging your holes for your line post. Once the holes are dug, you can go ahead and sight in the line post, set them in concrete, level your post, and make sure that your line posts are going to be in a straight line. Don't worry about the tops because we're going to come back and cut these later. The post depth needs to be about 24 inches. And always remember, have a little bit of fun while you're working. Makes the day go by. For the gate, you want to measure the opening, sight in the post holes. Once they're dug, sight in and set the gate post in concrete. Once again, post hole depth is about 24 inches. The gate posts do have to be exact. You're not going to cut those because they are metal posts. From bottom to top, the measurement will be 69 inches. Make sure the holes in your hinging post are going to be in line with your fence line. Now you're going to measure for your latch post. Remember, you need 2 inches on each side, 2 inches for your hinge and 2 inches for your latch. If you have a 36-inch gate, you'll need a 40-inch opening. You'll want to level the top of the gate post. And then make sure that the gate posts are level with the outside of the fence, the side of the fence that you're going to have your pickets on. Once all your posts are in, go through each line and then make sure that your posts are in line and level. That one looks straight. That one looks pretty straight as well. When you're finished, go through and get your 2x4 count, most everything should work out to where you're going to use 3 16-foot 2x4s per section. First thing you want to do is lay out your 3 treated 2x4s for each section. Then go through and mark your end post. Mark that at about 69 inches. You're going to run a string line and then go through and mark each post. We're going to be cutting these so the top of your fence is level. After they're cut, go through and then mark where your rails are going to go on your post. Those measurements are 29 inches and 58 inches from the top of the post, and you just measure down. We'll start right here at the gate. We're getting our measurement for our rails. Put your gate post caps on. Screw the rail into the 4x4. Make sure you use galvanized screws. Drill a hole into your metal post and then put a self-tapping screw, and that'll hold that on there securely. Now we're going to put our J-bolts on our post. Those are adjustable hinges, so if your gate ever sags, you can adjust the sag out of it. Line it up, make sure the rails match evenly, and then tighten the bolts down on the females. We like to put set screws in the females, just keeps it more sturdy. Mount your latch and then tighten it securely. And then adjust your gate. Notice on this one, our 2x4, it's a little bit high and you can see it's dropping as he adjusts it. Once you get it adjusted where you need, just go through and then tighten up those J-bolts. Steel frame gates are the only way to go for a wood fence. Now we're going to run the rest of our rails. You're going to put 2 screws in each post. That's a 3-inch galvanized screw. Now notice on the end we put those screws to the left a little bit because we're going to have to make a cut. And you're going to butt the 2x4 up to the existing 2x4 and then just continue running your rails. When you come down to your corner, it's pretty simple. Just line it up and then screw it in from the back side. And you'll put 2 screws for each 2x4. Lay out 16 pickets for each 8-foot section. And then go through and we're going to run our grade boards. You're going to put these pickets on each end of your fence and then we're going to run a string on the top. This is how you're going to keep the top of your fence line straight. Whenever you run a string line over your gate, you'll want to make sure that your gate's going to be able to swing. So once you get your string on there, just hold a board up on the gate and then swing it and make sure it's going to swing just fine. Then you'll run your grade boards on each end for the rest of your fence. Start on the ends and adjust it where you need to adjust it. This line is pretty straight. And this section right here, we need to trench the ground down a little bit. It's going to look better to keep that top straight. Get your first board in and then level it up. Make sure you put 2 galvanized screws in each rail So there's 6 screws per picket, and then every 6 boards re-level. When you get to the end, you'll just make your measurement. You're going to cut a piece. And just slide it into place and screw it in. For your gate, since we use a chain link latch, you have to cut out a notch so you can reach in and then open up the gate. So you just make your marks and then cut it just like so, and that's about an inch to an inch and a half deep. Screw that in, hold up your other board, match it, mark it, cut it, and do the same. Make sure you leave about a 1/4 inch gap, that way your gate will swing just fine. You don't want that to be too tight. When you get to the end of the gate, just break the difference, so we'll go about 4 inches on that, maybe 3.5. Screw that piece in. Start your next one. Remember to leave a gap, so we're going to leave about a 1/4 inch gap. This is so the gate's going to swing open and close without hitting on the picket. And there you go. That completes this project. Cedar fences really are beautiful. They accent yards very well. If you're in southeast Idaho, Pocatello area, look up buttesfence.com. We'll come out and install your fence, or we can sell you the materials. Once again, thanks for watching. Follow our channel for other videos.